I guess radio, in terms of digital, I think of streaming first. And certainly, that is a great add-on to a traditional terrestrial radio buy, because typically there you're getting people, for the most part, that, are commuting or driving. And then with streaming radio, you typically can get them at the office as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a good mix, a good counterpart to each other.
I think a Clear Channel with their iHeartRadio platform is really strong. I think that's the idea of being able to have a radio station that you love with live and local personalities, with DJs, because that's what makes radio different, right? It's real time. It's about a connection rather than a pure play. I had a chart at one point, and I wish I had it. I had this lovely, funny chart to say the ease of buying digital, and it was a flow chart. And I had about 12 to 14 vendors calling on me for about 4 or 5 products. So, I don't know if you wanted me to go into the names, but you have Clear Channel being able to sell a digital stream. You also have Cat 360 that's able to sell a digital stream, and at times can sell CBS's digital stream, which in essence I was also purchasing from Target Spot, who is able to sell CBS entities along with some other pure plays. So you have so many people calling on you for the same product, it becomes, it's a relationship issue. It's where do I go for the best deal, and is that the same everywhere? And as a buyer, you have to do your due diligence to see, is it the same CPM with all of these folks that are selling me? And so it creates more work. And I think a buyer gets frustrated and goes, okay, go see the digital team.
Now they're trying to buy it. What they're doing is they're saying, hey, just buy my stream. I'll give you, for an extra $5, I'll match your schedule on my stream. And my thought is, if you value it as so little, then you should either give it to me or I don't want it. Because when I look at the streaming numbers, in aggregate, it's all very good. But again, I'm not looking to buy just impressions. That might work for an agency who just has to get a big message out. We did for one of my clients, we did a very large online buy, because I had a client who was spending over $1 million. So I put almost $100,000 of it into the online radio. And I actually pulled it halfway through, because it was not what my fault for not investigating as clearly as I thought, but I wasn't getting exactly what I thought I was getting. And that was a big disappointment. And the things that I was not happy with, that I didn't know I wasn't getting, was I didn't have the ability to cap my frequency. And so when I had somebody who works for me was listening to her online radio station that she listens to, and she told me that she heard our message 8 times in one day, and she wasn't even in my demo. And I thought I was able to super target my demo, which I was able to do with Pandora, and I was able to do the frequency cap, and that worked for me because I like the age registration requirement. This was a very, very specific campaign targeting college students or the parents of college students. So really anybody between the age of 23 and 45 I didn't really care about. So that I thought I was getting that targeting. But what I found was that we were just getting tons of frequency to the point where it was obnoxious. And the other advertisers that I heard when we were listening in on that were just, I heard the same commercials over and over and over and over. And it sounded horrible, and it wasn't an environment that was right for that particular client.
And we've looked at some others, whether it be, the combination of like the iHeartRadio with Clear Channel or other networks. Again, the problem with each one of those has been the ability to generate scale at the local market level and a targetability level to the exact same extent as Pandora. It's something we're certainly looking at and open to working with any broadcaster ownership groups that make sense. So we're always looking for new opportunities that are going to help our clients.
And usually why I don't buy is their pricing they're still flat rate, which I don't think is where you should be anymore. And they get a lot of traffic, but not a lot of unique visitors. So it's a lot of frequency, which is what I think radio does, right? So it's just never really been all that attractive.
The reason why they sell on a flat fee is because they don't have an idea of what their inventory really is. So is my assumption anyway. And so if they can just, even though they don't know their inventory for that spot, if they could just give me a minimum number of impressions that they could deliver, at least then I can say, okay, well, my highest possible cost per thousand would be this. Is that a number I'm willing to accept? You know, and then if they don't deliver that month, maybe they just make up the impressions the next month or whatnot. But I think it's basically they sell on a flat fee because they don't have an idea of what their inventory truly is to sell on a cost per thousand basis.